This is what he looked like. And he's here today to talk to you about some of the choices that he's made. So will you please welcome Mr. Kyle Churchley.
I get excited.
One of the things that's going on with Kyle is he doesn't get to control his muscles very much. So his legs like to, they get stiff and can't bend them. So he's not like that all the time. He's just excited to be here.
Yes, I am.
Ready? Okay. I'm a Sally, obviously. This is Kyle, my son. Kyle's not always been in a wheelchair. Real close to you. On your chair. Yeah. Sorry. Kyle's not always been in a wheelchair. Kyle, what were you like before? What did you like before? Hold it right up to your chin, buddy.
I played sports like dirt bike riding, jet skiing, snowboarding, all that fun stuff, which normal teenagers would love to do. But now I can't do that anymore because I stupid incident I pulled my sophomore year in high school. Yeah, my sophomore year in high school. I snorted Vicodin and then went to bed and didn't wake up for a couple months. So that's why I'm in a wheelchair, because my muscles deteriorated. Now I'm trying to build it back up to strength so I can stand and finally walk.
So Kyle liked sports. He played football. He liked jet skiing, snowboarding. He did a lot of stuff like that. Then he snorted Vicodin. I went in to wake him up and couldn't. Took a while for it to register what was going on. He had trouble breathing. I thought he was snoring. The paramedics came because I dialed 911, obviously, and I knew that it was really bad because on the way to the hospital, the paramedics stopped. Kyle was not breathing correctly, so they stopped to put in a breathing tube. It was bad. The MRI that they did showed that the area of the brain that was supposed to be white was actually gray. They told us that his liver, his kidneys, definitely his lungs were not working. I think everyone expected Kyle to die. And of course, I'm still choking up, and it's been a while. It's okay. What had happened was a lack of blood and oxygen to the brain. The Vicodin had slowed everything down. The result was a TBI, traumatic brain injury, which is brain damage forever. The doctors didn't know to what extent the brain damage was. I really don't know how to describe it. It was awful. You keep getting bad news that things are shutting down and stopping. You have family around, the brother, the grandparents, my sister, her family. the cousins, all the friends, Kyle's friends, the church friends, but he kept getting bad news. And everyone had that sinking feeling, despair. I learned what despair really felt like. It's the opposite of hope. The doctors and the nurses that were working really hard on Kyle, they had very little hope. It was an awful feeling. Kyle had just turned 16. He was too young to die. Sorry. It's been a while and I still do this. Kyle had like seizures, which were when the blood pressure and the heart rate go way up. Every time he had one, which was several times a day, you thought he'd die. And you always wondered if today was the day that he'd be gone. It was really hard. Kyle was in a coma for almost 2 months. I say coma, it was a real coma because his eyes were open, but he didn't respond. No response to things like squeeze my hand, blink if you can. No response. No talking, nothing, no response. It was really hard. What else did they do in the hospital, Kyle?
They did a surgery on my stomach, my feeding tube my stomach because I couldn't feed myself. Couldn't feed myself. I had, my appendix was decided to cut up in half. And my abscess in my stomach was big, too big for me to digest food properly. So all they gave me was liquids for me to digest them better. But
what else did they do?
They put a trachea in my throat, tell me to breathe when I first went to the hospital, and that's what freaked out my mom most. They stopped when we were going up the roof on Northridge, and that scared my mom for big time. Like, why they stop? Sure.
We weren't sure Kyle was going to make it, since there had been no response for so long. The doctor said there was nothing they could do for Kyle. It was time to say goodbye.
Okay, Mom.
And pull the plug, say our goodbyes, and let him die. I went home that night and prayed that if God, if you want him, take him. Because I can't do this, I can't make a choice. The next day, the very next day, Kyle laughed. Do you remember what made you laugh, Kyle? The respiratory
therapist came in, was making funny faces and made me laugh so much. And that's when they decided, well, he's going to live. There's no way he's going to die. The rate that I was doing, I really felt bad for my mom and my whole family. Really felt bad because I didn't know what was going on to me at all. So yeah, it was awesome. When I first finally said my first 2 words was yes for water and no for a drink of cranberry juice. You know how cranberry juice is sour? It sucks to drink by itself. It sucks, it really does. It's so tart and sweet. Yeah. But until I got fresh, my first real food was turkey. It was turkey and dressing and all that good stuff for Thanksgiving crap. Stuff you wouldn't appreciate until you actually have real good food. That was my first real meal food. It said salt and liquid crap stuff. Yeah. Liquid salt.
The respiratory therapist came in and made us laugh. He was funny. Made Kyle laugh. And because of the trach, he wasn't making noise like you would when you laugh. So we weren't really sure if he was laughing. Obviously he was. Then there were noises like clicking.
I don't want to do it. It's hard for me to do it.
And then for the first time, Kyle ate after 3 months. and that was the turkey and dressing and stuff. And it was 3.5 months afterwards that he actually talked. And that's when he said his first words, and it was unexpected. They asked him, do you want a drink of cranberry juice? And that's when Kyle actually said no. And we were not expecting that at all. Kyle was in the hospital in Reno for 6 months, and then in Las Vegas for another 2 months, and then he was in an INSEP for 6 months. INSEP is Nevada Community Enrichment Program. During the night, he stayed in a house at Hastings House, called Hastings House. During the day, he went to INSEP. That's where they did physical therapy, respiratory therapy, speech, that kind of thing. How was Vegas?
No, how Vegas gets right. It sucks. Definitely, it sucks. It sucks so bad. It was hot during summer, during night. That's when it cooled off, but not too much. At night, they had air AC on all the time, but during the day, it was so hot as crap.
What's the hardest thing?
Hardest part of being in Vegas was my family and my friends weren't there around to support me. So when my grandparents, moms, and parents came down, I was relieved finally a family face I know and love and dearly. So yeah, family is the most important thing. So all you kids nowadays, enjoy having friends now, but until you go to high school, don't just keep them because your best friends are gonna be there for your whole life. Just like all my friends left me after what happened to me. So enjoy having friends right now. Get to know them more, better and know all their parents, families, and actually tell your parents to be more aware of what you're doing. Have your parents be up on your butts all the time. Tell them where you're gonna go. And don't like me. I was in high school. I was dummy. I was always going off, enjoying my life. Not too much. Well, I was proud of being away from my mom sometimes and from my parents. But yeah, my family's my life right now. Yeah, friends are the best important thing to have. To have friends are the best thing for you guys right now. So enjoy what you have right now.
Kyle lived in Hastings House. Most of the people there, in fact, all the people there each had a different brain injury. A total of 6 people could live there. Can you tell us who lived there with you?
Yeah, there's a kid named Freddie that got shot in the head with a construction worker, and he nailed himself in the head, and that's the way that he had a TBI. And then Tori was the first time riding a dirt bike, ran through a wall, and that's the way she got TBI. There's a kid. I learned a lot of Spanish in Vegas for sure. From my friends in Vegas, when we blind in Vegas, like this kid named Beto, he got in a car accident and injured him for sure. So now he's doing a lot better. And then Chuck, a good friend of mine, that was in there with me, and then he got thrown out of the back of a truck. And he became officially blind. He has no eyesight, so. Joey, he was got in a street bike accident. No good. The street bikes are so dangerous. And then, no, it's Mike. Mike got beat up. Yeah, Mike got beat up for selling drugs, for selling hardcore drugs, and got beat up by, I guess, got beat up by.
Now Kyle has changed. He doesn't like heights at all. Because his vision is messed up, it is hard to judge distance. No concept of time. Hurry is not in the vocabulary. He had to relearn everything. Like what?
Like how to talk again. It took me for a while to feed myself too. Feeding yourself, you guys are lucky. And brush my teeth was, I couldn't brush my own teeth for forever. So enjoy brushing your own teeth.
Memory was definitely affected. His long-term memory is okay, like when he got his first dirt bike, he still remembers that. The short-term memory was affected, has trouble remembering like when the haircut appointment is, what time it is. What kind of food is the best?
Spicier the better. Spicier the better. I prefer spicier, for sure. Friends are really important to help when you have certain problems. You gotta talk to friends about certain things.
And Kyle doesn't have dexterity in his fingers, like opening or unwrapping a CD is really hard. It's very difficult to write. He can write part of his name, but signing his entire name is really hard, and he doesn't write other things. Texting, messaging, he doesn't do because you have to be able to type to text. How about your vision, Kyle?
It sucked at first, but it's getting better for sure. I can read Churchley up to Reno. I can't read books because the font in there is so small. It's like trying to read a newspaper. It's like trying to read a newspaper. Small font they put. It's hard for me to read. Yeah, I can't dress myself anymore, so that's why I have help. Most of the help is from people helping. If I can put my feet on it, that's all.
So Kyle was not at home for over a year, and it was hard. It was 2 months where we weren't sure. Then he left, and it's been a really slow improvement, really slow, but a constant improvement. Why are we telling Kyle's story? It's important for people to realize how dangerous prescription drugs can be. Prescription drugs are great for people they are prescribed to, but they can be deadly to anyone else. How difficult is it to get prescription drugs, Kyle?
Not that hard. You can just order them online, get them from your friends. But friends that sell you or give you prescription drugs aren't your friends. Because that's the way I learned. If a friend of mine gave me these prescription drugs, that chick was, well, that friend of mine wasn't your friend. She sold me those pills.
Why did you start?
The reason why I started it was my friends were. So I just wanted to fit in with my friends. So I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, obviously. And from there, I just ended up doing more stupid stuff. The way I'm in a wheelchair is because I crushed it, was vodka and snorted it, and then went to bed. And from there on, I was curious about what would happen. But obviously, now I'm suffering my consequences. What you do today depends on what you can do. You can always have a long-lasting consequence. So be smart. Don't do drugs. It only takes once.